Hi everyone, I'm so happy to um, kind of go along halfway of the course, and I spent most of this week watching videos and refresh my memory about connecting Firebase to my project. And also, there's not much improvement or changes in my project in terms of code. However, there's a lot going on in my mind, and there are some changes, but small changes on my website. So I will first introduce you to my some of the changes in my website. Let's go back to the main page. And again, we log in as coconuts. And you can see that there's a filter here that I want to filter the messages based on the topics. However, it's not functioning here because I kind of struggle um, whether uh, whether to use the data structure to present the filter or to use query selector. But basically, it will filter the messages. Although it's not function here, but currently I'm choosing the way of using the data structure to filter it, and is reflected in the Firebase, which I will introduce you to later. And also, when you click on the name here, it will not pop up a guessing tag directly, but to show you a new page of individual details. That is, I want to, although it's blank here, but I want to present a visualization of the data of this of this person here. For example, how many posts has did he has, and how many fan posts, how many academic posts, and also a score of his posting. Um, and all this information will be presented in charts. However, I tried chart.js, but it didn't work out yet. But I will try my best to try it next week. And after going through all the details of his data, you will click on the name to guess, and you can type in your guessing people. Basically, that's all the changes I have on my current page. But what is important for this week is the Firebase. So I will introduce you to my Firebase now. Basically, there's three kind of data structure in my Firebase. The first is the overall messages, and there's a key connected to each message, and there's a content tag and user to show on the main page. But also, I mentioned before that is you can filter the messages by topic, and rather than query selector and using index, I will just construct a database of messages according to their topics, so that it will go directly through this path to the messages below each topics to grab the data. But also you can see that there's a user profile with several users here, and it has the data of how many posts he has, and also the real name as well as the score. You can see that rather than using the key here, like the systematic key assigned by the system, I use the fake name as the key, so that a person cannot have several fake names. But what is most important is that a fake name can only be owned by one person. So that I use the fake name as the key to my data. So that this is my current data structure, but it's still subject to changes next week. And I will show you my code this week. No, my code this week. There is not much change in my code, but there's some kind of slightly difference. And I will show you just one very simple one by using the opts to pass the data of the user to from the parent tag to this user tag. And another Firebase relevant one is by creating the in the posting tag. That is, I use the updates here to when it posts one messages, the Firebase will not only add these messages to the home messages database, but also it will according to the topic here to the message based on the topic, so that it will update automatically and simultaneously for the messages, but also for the message by topic here, so that I can filter directly based on the topic. And that's basically my code's changes. But there are also, because there are also several other changes I want to make in the future, and I will show you kind of my current interface. Here it's very kind of plain, but it's very simple representation of my plan for next week. That is, here I want to present a list of users as a column beside the messages, or as a new page to show that how many users are on the platform, so that you can also click directly into the user rather than to click on the messages to see the details of this user. And also there will be a delete button and edit button here, so that you can delete or edit your messages. And also there's visualization of individuals information, as I mentioned in the on the individual page. And that's basically what's going on this week for me, and I'm very glad to see you next week.